Hi, Blastpop here. Today I'm looking at the second game in the Middle-earth trilogy of games, Gondor, the Siege of Minas Tirith, SR 1419. In this game, as opposed to the previous game, Sauron, this game is actually about the actual siege. It involves siege combat and is less a field battle and more an attempt by the forces of Sauron to take Minas Tirith and the forces of the West to prevent the same from happening. This game has a set of standard rules which is shared by both Gondor and Sauron. Fairly standard rules in terms of complexity and expectations. And here's actually a marked up copy of the standard rules. And essentially, it's stacking, zones of control, missile combat, leadership. Nothing super complex. Demoralization. Can't be too complex if you got 4 pages of rules. Magic. The exclusive rules. And this is where this game of the two folio-sized games really stands out, because it has an awful lot of siege elements, and where you got cauldrons and you got catapults, you got archers, you got siege towers. You can throw heads of your opponent onto the actual Minas Tirith after having fought the battle at the Pelennor Fields. So you got all kinds of gruesomeness and siege type actions. You can breach the walls, scale the walls, boiling oil, and the aforementioned severed heads. All good and gruesome. Spells and magic. Banner of the King, demoralization. Designed by Linda Mosca and Richard Berg. Have the charts and tables for Gondor, 2 sets. So include breaches, magic capabilities chart, terrain effects, combat for leaders, casualties. Again, the second set of them. The counters, forces of the West and the forces of Sauron, and a lot of game markers, which account for about half of the total pieces in the game, using a similar artistic counter style to the Priestag's series of games for iconography. And on the back, you've got the reduced values. Nicely done in the typical SPI matte counter style. Here's a portion of Minas Tirith that the forces of Sauron are trying to capture. Game starts off with 1 day turn, which I believe is probably for the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Night, and then the remaining in day. You've got your outer walls and inner walls, tunnels, and by all accounts this is a very good game. I've never played it, although I'm moved to do so in the near future. Typical SPI style, minimalist and understated, but very nice. So anyway, please comment, like, and subscribe. This has been Blastpop. Bye.